Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Talk About It Tuesday. I'm your host, Malin.
And I'm your other host, Jamie.
And today's article, I'm going to say, is quite the doozy, to say the least.
That's really underselling it, my friend. These poor people are going to be unexpecting what you're about to say. So let me just warn everyone, buckle in, because it's more than unexpected.
Well, and for this one, I wanted to go because we've been doing a lot of like sciencey ones and news related and, Walmart, corporate America. And so for this one, I wanted to go weird and odd. And I said, let's go to the far corners of the news environment and find something that's just really out there. And I think I got it.
Mission accomplished.
Today's episode is brought to you by Associated Press. It was published back in February 11th of 2024. So it's only, 8 days old at this point. 9 days at the time of this release. The title says, CBP dog sniffs out something unusual in passenger's luggage. Mummified monkeys.
CBP, Customs and Border Protection. So that poor dog, I don't know. I'm just imagining Cooper, okay? And he smells something new like that and he would go crazy. I know. No, I'm with you. Like, visually, it's interesting. And then the title also got me. So those two pieces together, I was like, yes, this is the article that we need to go through. Oh, yeah. Before you go on, so we're going to link this article in the show notes and make sure to go check out the picture, because if the title wasn't enough to give you like a bleh reaction, the photo definitely will. So enjoy. And viewer discretion is advised.
It's not that bad. Although it is kind of weird to look at. Okay. So here's the article. Let's sum it up so we can get into it. So this article is coming from Boston. So we start off with a U.S. Custom and Border Protection dog sniffed out something unusual in luggage from a traveler returning from Africa. These were the mummified monkeys. The passenger returning from a visit to the Democratic Republic of Congo reported that the luggage contained dried fish. But an inspection at the Boston Logan Airport revealed dead and dehydrated bodies of 4 monkeys. I can't. 4 monkeys dehydrated. There's souvenirs that I brought home from a trip before. None of them have been dehydrated monkeys. Okay.
The worst, I'm pretty sure I got like a lucky rabbit's foot sometime before I really understood that it was a real rabbit's foot. After that, I'm over it. Like, no. Sorry.
Imagine having what do you... there's so many questions. Okay. The traveler said that they brought the monkeys into the U.S. for their own consumption. So they...
Consumption. Okay. Like, this isn't even souvenir. This is supposed to be sustenance. What?
Midnight snack, something just to tide you over. Maybe the plane, since they're not, they're not serving food anymore. I just need a little like thigh or leg bone, something just to nosh on.
Oh my gosh.
Raw and minimally processed meat from wild animals, sometimes referred to as, are you ready for it? Bushmeat. Bushmeat is banned in the U.S. because of the threat of disease, because of how it is prepared. It doesn't have, it's like dehydrated, boiled, very minimally prepared ways. So it doesn't always kill the disease that is in the animal, which is why you're not supposed to bring it into the United States.
I'm sorry, but mummifying monkeys does not seem like a very well thought out food processing process to ensure that, it's not sanitary. That's not sanitary. It's not.
Could you imagine Julia Childs?
Oh, God.
Today we're making a roast, and what you want to do is you want to mummify it.
Or Emerald.
And then bring it.
Bam!
The article goes on and says the potential dangers posed by bringing bushmeat into the United States are real. Bushmeat can carry germs that can cause illness, including the Ebola virus.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, bushmeat. Can we just say that 3 times, bushmeat? It doesn't even, bushmeat. Who wants to eat that?
I don't. Well, apparently this person does, and doesn't care what it brings into the United States.
And then it makes me wonder. I mean, it makes me wonder, is that a U.S. citizen who was born and raised here? And it was because I think, didn't we read, was it on here or was it somewhere else that I read, like, how pricey bushmeat can be?
It's a whole industry. So I did a little bit of light research just because I had so many questions. I never heard the term bushmeat before, so I had to investigate what that was, and I have a little extra information if you want to know. But what gets me the most is that we're not talking about something that happened 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago. This happened last month. This was January of 2024.
10 or 15 years ago, they might have gotten away with it.
My first question actually is, have you not flown since after 9/11? I mean, this might have gone through before then, but definitely not after. And the excuse is, I'm sorry, it's dried fish. Like, that's going to be enough for anybody to be like, okay, you're good to go. You can't bring any of that back in.
Well, and I was going to say, because in high school, and this was way before 9/11 because I was in high school, and we went to Budapest, and I remember coming back, and we were made very aware and clear that we weren't to bring fresh items back, right? Like the bananas that we had left over from breakfast on the morning that we left just had to be left there. We couldn't bring them with us and things like that. But I had bought some packaged like candies, and I was freaking out. I was sweating bullets as the little beagle dog comes running down, and we had to lower our backpacks so they could smell our backpacks, you know? And so, I mean, this might have been checked luggage, because otherwise this poor passenger's with him. Let me just put that out there. Like, if everybody's sniffing this dried fish, but
if only. I wish it was dried fish. I would have been like that. I would have much rather it been dried fish than mummified monkeys. That's just ridiculous.
I thought maybe the guy had made an innocent mistake, but then he lied. And I couldn't believe it was an innocent mistake anymore. Like, I couldn't give him the benefit of the doubt after he lied about it. That's not cool.
I think the moment anybody puts in mummified monkeys into their luggage, you can stop believing them or give them the benefit of the doubt, regardless. Whatever from that point on, whatever comes out of their mouth, you can judge. I'm
just saying there are delicacies around the world that are not at all appealing to me. And it's, their prerogative. So maybe this gentleman or woman, I guess it doesn't really specify, came from...
I think it's a him because the article does refer to him a couple times as him. So I think it's a guy.
Oh, yeah. The traveler said he. Okay. So maybe he comes from a culture where mummified monkeys, also known as bushmeat. I mean, let's just put that out there again. Bushmeat. Maybe this is a delicacy that he misses, in his time living here in the United States. And I can't fault a guy for that. But don't lie about it. Like, don't lie about it.
You want to lie about it because, again, I'm going to give some quick facts here. So for those of you that don't know, bushmeat is wild mammals, reptiles, amphibians, and birds that live in jungles, savanna, or the wetlands. They comprise of, obviously, monkeys. We've talked about them. Other animals that are considered bushmeat, snakes, porcupines, antelopes, which that one I could kind of see, kind of related to deer, I guess, a little bit. Elephants and giraffes.
See, the elephant thing, I don't get the elephant thing. I mean, it's illegal to harvest their ivory tusks, but we can just, mow down the whole thing for bushmeat. Bushmeat.
Well, and so I did a little bit digging, a little bit more, since the article doesn't really talk about it. I was like, how illegal is this? Typically, when you are caught with bushmeat coming into the United States, it's a $250,000 fine.
I wonder if it's per monkey.
Well, for this gentleman, it doesn't matter because the article finishes off by saying no charges were filed, but all the luggage was seized and nearly the 9 pounds of bushmeat were marked for destruction by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Part of the way that we get rid of this bushmeat when it comes in is that anything that it's touching also has to be discarded. So this person in my opinion, got a slap on the wrist, lost all of their luggage. The bushmeat's gone, but they at least don't have to pay a $250,000 fine.
Can I just give the CDC a standing applause at this moment? I mean, thank you, CDC, for protecting us from bushmeat. You know, when I hear the word bushmeat, I can't get over the word. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's stuck with me.
It's obvious. It's obvious. As much as you've said it here, we all can tell.
It kind of equates to roadkill for me. I really thought that that's kind of what it was. Like, I'm imagining, like, scavenging the forest floor for dead amphibians or elephants or something. Oh man, I don't know.
It's a big business, Jamie. Like, there's people that are out there hunting these animals so they can sell this bushmeat.
Hunting these animals so that they can let them rot in the Sahara for a few days before they, I don't know, try and process them with mummifying. Like, why not just, I mean, fine, you want to eat the animal, just, I don't know, just process it and refrigerate it. We live in a modern society where we have refrigeration.
Well, and one last thing about the animals that make up bushmeat, bats was another one. And we just got over a whole pandemic that some say are hinged on somebody eating a bat. So that's also another animal that can be turned into bushmeat. So there you go.
And I don't know, we could totally go into some crazy conspiracy theories about bats, or COVID or something, but.
I love a good conspiracy theory, but I think we should probably kind of put a pin in it for today.
All right, fine. Thanks
bushmeat.
Thanks for bringing.
It's not just, Jamie, bushmeat, the other white meat. There we go.
Or the other rotten meat. It's not okay, my friend. But thanks for bringing the article just before dinner time. I appreciate that.
Everybody have a good appetite. Again, thank you for joining us for another article and another episode of Talk About It Tuesday. We will be back next week with another fresh article and a whole new set of opinions.
And don't forget to join us on Thursday for a regular episode of Roundtable Mindset. And we're going to, I don't know, this is going to be a good episode. I'm pretty excited about this one. So tune in. Join us.
Until then, see you later.